Yo, you guys, this is Blacklist of the Abyss, and you're watching my review for the Irregular at Magic High School, episode 20. Alright, and the opening scene here is Tatsuya and Mayumi. Alright, now they started off talking about the thesis competition, you know, and they ended up talking about Suzune, and Mayumi ended up getting jealous because of the chemistry that Tatsuya has with her. So then she started teasing him. And then Tatsuya inadvertently teases her back, saying, "Of course, if you were offering yourself to me, I wouldn't hesitate to partake of you." Alright. However, they played that completely. It was hilarious. It was freaking hilarious. But that's not the way it happened in the light novel. In the light novel, Tatsuya didn't mean to tease her at all. Alright. The way it went was that Mayumi asked him, all right, so if let's say there weren't any cameras or people here, how, like, if it was the two of us alone in a hotel room, all right, and that Tatsuya says, well, if that's senpai's invitation to dine, then I shall gladly dig in without hesitation. And then Tatsuya ends up seeing Mayumi get all fluttered and stuff, and then he quote suddenly realized the double entendre in his words. Okay, so he didn't actually mean to mess with her. It was a complete accident, but he just went with it and was like, okay, whatever. I'm not. He knew that if he said anything else, he would probably just put himself in a deeper hole. So he just decided, you know what, let me just stop there. All right. But yeah, so that was that scene. All right. Um, Now, after this, we see Tatsuya. He's on his computer at his house, and his network actually gets attacked. All right, and the light novels heavily hinted that the person responsible for that attack was someone from the school. So, chances are it's the girl from later in the episode. All right, but the next day he decides to go to Haruka for clues, and he asks her if she knows of any organizations that are buying and selling classified documents, because he believes that the only reason someone would attack his network is to get the documents he has for the thesis competition. Because going to a magic high school or university affiliated magic high school grants you access to classified magic documents, which is the one of the big reasons why Tatsuya doesn't want to drop out of high school like Sayuri wants him to. Obviously, it's to stay by Miyuki, but that's the other thing that he wants. All right, to get access to those classified documents. All right. Now, what he ends up learning from Haruka is that there was some unlawful entry going on, repeated cases of it actually, in both Yokohama and Yokosuka. All right, I don't know what Yokosuka is, but Yokohama, I do know what that is, and that's the location of the thesis competition. So that's most definitely the Great Asian Alliance. We saw these cases last episode actually. So it's them. All right. But Tatsuya isn't aware of this fact yet because Kazuma is still doing his investigation and all that, so he doesn't really know just yet. Um, so he takes the information that he get. Well, he doesn't. I was going to say he goes to Kay and talks to him, but he doesn't actually tell him the information that he got from Haruka. He keeps that to himself. What he tells Isori is that, oh, he just tells him what happened. Really, I mean, that's that simple. He just tells him what happened. His network got attacked. All right, and they decide to tell Suzune about it at some point in time. However, she wasn't in this episode, so they probably didn't get a chance to tell her. So that'll probably happen next week or something. Well, actually, there was a scene in the light novel where they were actually discussing it with her, because Suzune was going to send Tatsuya documents online, but decided to give it to him by hand instead. So there was that, and that's when they brought up the idea of it was probably someone from the school um, that attacked your network and everything. So she wasn't in the light novel, just not. She just wasn't in the episode for some reason. I guess they take stuff out all the time, whatever. But as Tatsuya is talking with Isori, they get interrupted by Kanon and Mari. Okay, now, just like how there's a new student council, there's a new public morals committee as well. And Kanon is taking over Mari's spot as head of the public morals committee. All right, and in the light novels, they discussed her for a little bit. They discussed how good of a job she was doing so far. Specifically, it was Mari asking Tatsuya, all right? But they didn't, in the anime, they didn't go over that. They just skipped straight to the part about how they're going to assign bodyguards to the members of the thesis competition team, all right? Except for Tatsuya, because he says he doesn't need one, and Mari's like, yeah, you probably don't. so, so yeah, will he get one? I don't know. I don't remember really. Um, but he really doesn't need one. I mean, he's got his entire group with him. You know, it's him, it's Miyuki, it's Erika, it's Leo, it's Mikihiko, it's Honoka, it's Shizuku, and for the heck of it, throw in Mizuki. All right, like Mizuki's offensive. She's not the strongest person. All right, she doesn't have the best offensive capabilities, but she's helpful in her own unique way. Which is true. I'm not just saying that to try to like make her feel good, which would make no sense because she's fake. But you know, she actually does help out in her own way, like she did later on in the episode. Um, well, I'll get to that when I get to it. Um, but right after this scene, we see Tatsuya, Kei, and Cannon leaving this shop. They were buying stuff for the competition, the supplies and stuff, and they're getting followed by this girl. All right, and she was not doing a very good job at hiding. She just wasn't. So Tatsuya finds her. Then Kei and Cannon step out. He tells them, and they chase after her. Um, she does end up getting away though, luckily unharmed because the way there's no way she had control over that scooter. There's no way she's lucky she didn't lose control and just go right into a building and die. All right, she's lucky. All right. Speaking of dying, they never actually mentioned why it is that Tatsuya canceled out Cannon's magic, but the reason why he canceled it out is because if she had gone ahead with that spell, the chances are the girl would have died because the scooter would have been like messed with and it would have, as the light novel said, turned into a tragedy. So yeah. Alright, now whoops. Dropped my iPod. Anyway, um, this whole this whole situation with people being watched doesn't actually stop there because after the girl gets away, she gets picked up by guys from the Great Asian Alliance, and they are actually being watched by this guy Jiro Marshall. Okay, and we check in with the Great Asian Alliance. They're still searching for the relic and everything, and they look into Sayuri and Miyuki and Tatsuya. And apparently that girl actually has a grudge against Tatsuya. Now, what is that grudge? I don't know. Well, yeah, I do actually, but you know what I mean. Right? I'm just not gonna tell you. All right. But but the head of the, I guess he's the head of the, no, he's not the head of the Great Asian Alliance. The Great Asian Alliance is like an entire country. Um, well, the dude in charge right here, I'll say, the dude in charge right here. All right, he tells Liu Gongfu to leave. All right, and he orders Liu to eliminate anybody who gets in his way, which is Jiro Marshall. Right, that's literally the only the only role this dude had was to get destroyed by Liu Gongfu and to warn Erika and Leo and everything, because the other thing that this guy said, the leader of what's going on right now, he said that they're going to target First High now. And that leads into Mizuki being useful and sensing that the school is being watched. Not just one person in particular, but like the school as a whole being watched. Okay? And Mikihiko comes in and he says, yeah, the spirits have been going crazy, you know, unnaturally. It's probably a Shikigami from another country, which again leads into the Great Asian Alliance because they are not from Japan, they're China. Um, and that's a hint for Tatsuya because now they know that it's a group from another country that's involved in this. And they're partnered up with someone from the school because someone from the school probably who tried to hack into his network. All right, so he's slowly but surely he's learning more and more information, and Cosmo's doing his own thing too. So slowly but surely we're getting there where he's going to figure out it's the Great Asian Alliance. All right, so already you guys should be liking the Great Asian Alliance as villains by now because they're all over the place. They're literally everywhere. You've got people like Jiro Marshall from the freaking U.S. Getting involved with these guys. They're taking him out. They're working in Yokohama. They're working in Yokosuka. They're getting involved with Inspector Toshikazu Chiba, who I will admit I mixed him up with Natsugu last week. But I mean, can you really blame me? There's like a million Chibas. I mean, you can't really blame me for that. Erika, Natsugu, Toshikazu. They're later on you get introduced to some more Chiba in this arc actually. What is it, like a sister? The mom? Like I don't even remember. There's just so many Chiba. You can't blame me for getting them mixed up here and there. All right, the only one I shouldn't be getting mixed up with anyone is Erika, because she's like the only female She's the only female Chiba that's actually relevant in the story right now, at least. But anyway, yeah, the point is that the Great Asian Alliance is all over the place. They're doing a bunch of things, and they've already done more than Blanche and No Head Dragon. Right? They already have. They already have, which says a lot because Blanche actually went as far as attacking the school. So I mean, they've already done so much. They're just involved in like every little thing they could possibly be involved in. So that's cool to see. All right. So if they're already doing this much, imagine what they're going to do in the future. All right. Tatsuya, they're going to need some help. All right, these guys are going to need some help to fight off the Great Asian Alliance. I'm telling you, they're going to need some help. All right, and one of the people they will probably get help from is Toshikazu. All right, he goes to this bar to get information. It's actually the owner of that bar is a relative of the person who owns that cafe that Tatsuya's crew went to later on. But Toshikazu went there to get information, and he ends up meeting up with Kyoko. So that's interesting. An interesting relationship starting to be formed there. I'm assuming that's going to end up being relevant for this arc as well. The fact that those two are going to be sharing information with each other. Always good to extend your information network. But anyway, I might as well talk about the cafe stuff. Tatsuya's group, and all of them, Tatsuya, Erika, Leo, Mikihiko, Mizuki, Miyuki, Honoka, Shizuku, like the whole gang, all right, the whole gang. They went out, and they were talking about how there's this school-wide effort going on to prepare for the thesis competition. It's not just Tatsuya, Suzume, and Kei. Right? It's like everybody's getting involved in this, making models and all this crap. Like everyone's helping out. All right. And while they're talking, some of them notice that they're being watched by Jiro Marshall. Okay. Leo and Mikihiko, they made it very clear that Leo and Mikihiko noticed. Right. And Tatsuya noticed too. That's why he made the recommendation to stop in the cafe so that they would be able to while Mizuki and all the other oblivious people just sat there, they could take care of Jiro. All right, so the people going to do that are Erika and Leo. All right, and Mikihiko, he made this barrier there. Tatsuya, another reason Tatsuya noticed is because he actually gave advice to Mikihiko, telling him not to do too much. All right, but he makes this barrier that prevents Jiro from yelling out for help or escaping. And that allows Erika and Leo to defeat him. However, he ends up pulling out a gun and getting away in the end. But before he leaves, he does mention that his mission is to ensure that no cutting-edge magic technology falls into the hands of the East, aka Great Asian Alliance. So if you've got people from the U.S. getting concerned about the Great Asian Alliance, you know that this isn't going to stop here. This isn't just like a one-arc thing. This isn't just like a little conflict like Blanche. It's not a tiny conflict like No Head Dragon. Okay, this is a conflict that involves multiple countries. Okay, multiple countries. So you know they're not going to stop here. Alright, and when I say they're not going to stop here, I'm referring to the Visitor arc, which is going to be awesome. The only bad thing about this is that it's not going to be animated in this season. It's going to be season 2, if there is a season 2. Hopefully there is one, because that's the best arc on the series, which says a lot, seeing as though this arc right now is very, very good, so yeah, so it's large scale, involving multiple countries. It's craziness, multiple sides. So it's look forward to how this is going to just build up and build up and build up. But anyway, the Jiro Marshall tells them about magic technology not falling into the hands of the East, and he also warns them that their school is being targeted, and that they shouldn't assume that they're safe just because they're on school grounds, which leads you to believe that the Great Asian Alliance is going to attack the school just like Blanche did. Well, not just like Blanche did. I'm pretty sure they aren't going to need to pull a Blanche type thing that relies 100% on not magic. Okay, like these dudes. Luke Alhu, he doesn't need. Clearly, this guy doesn't need guns. Right? Clearly, he doesn't, because at the end of the episode, all right, you see him meet up with Jiro, all right, and the man-eating tiger, aka the devouring tiger, Liu Gonghu, goes up to Jiro Marshall and just completely destroys this dude. I mean, just wrecked him. Broke his wrist, blood dripping everywhere. Burned these paper. He wiped the blood off his hands with papers. Burned the papers. Burned Jiro Marshall's body. I mean, took out the security cameras. This dude is like legit. It took him like 5 seconds too, and no effort at all. Didn't break a sweat. All right, so this dude is clearly legit. All right, this dude is clearly legit. All right, so I'm looking forward to seeing what this guy can do. I mean, I already know what he can do, but I mean, like, I look forward to seeing it animated. That's what I mean. I look forward to seeing it animated. But yeah. One last thing. Kyoko was talking with Toshikazu and Inagaki. However, she had to interrupt their conversation because she got a call that Tatsuya's friends had done some crazy stuff, and she essentially went to go cover it up. She went to go cover up that whole scuffle with Jiro, right? And she used ancient magic, and she just hacked it. Well, yeah, she went and just deleted all the evidence, from the security cameras and all that. So, yeah, that is it. Okay, that's it. So overall, I really enjoyed this episode. The comedy with Tatsuya and Mayumi in the beginning. Even though they made it look like Tatsuya was purposely messing with her, it doesn't really matter that much because it was funny either way. And the fact that he was doing it on purpose in the anime actually just makes it funnier. So, because it shows that Tatsuya can joke every once in a while. He already did this back with Sayaka and Kirihara. But it just it goes to show you that he's actually pretty funny. So that scene was funny. Plus, there was a bunch of story progression with the Great Asian Alliance. Haruka got involved, so she's going to be in this for a little bit. That girl. So there's a connection between the Great Asian Alliance and First High. Plus, she has this grudge on Tatsuya. There was actually a lot of stuff in this episode. Like there were some parts that were kind of slow, like just certain conversations. But overall, I'll actually give this episode a 9 out of 10 because there really was a lot of just development and progression for the story, and it was a lot. So yeah, I'll give this episode a 9 out of 10, and that's that, you guys. I'll put my live reaction up after this. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. She's got plans. She's got some type of plan to mess with him. No, she's getting jealous. kidding, of course. I was expecting him to say I'm kidding. I'm sure he was. He obviously was. But is someone hacking in or something like that? Okay. Okay, okay, yeah, alright. I still don't like Haruka's voice. He just doesn't care. She's worse than Miyuki. uh, of course, of course. Who else would? Who else would know Artie's story except for his freaking fiance? You knew he was going to say that. Plus, you know, Miyuki's going to be around him like not 24/7, but like 23/7. She's doing a really bad job of hiding her presence. Dude, sorry. Sorry, K. This dude's actually pretty legit. That was incredibly dangerous. That was incredibly dangerous. What's your problem, Chiaki? And someone picks her up. Who is that? I would assume it's probably one of Zoe's men, but not Zoe's men, but that guy's not. He's honing in. He's honing in. He's honing in. He knows that they're not from Japan, from the Great Asian Alliance. Wait, doesn't he meet? Didn't he meet someone there? Yes, I knew he met someone there. Fujibayashi. Oh, Toshikazu. Dude, I got his name completely wrong. Where'd I get Naots? Oh, that Naotsuku's the other one. Yeah. Dude, I forgot. Oh, that's funny. I completely mixed up Toshikazu with Naotsuku. Oh, that's funny. If only at times like this. This dude tried to get out of it. Dude, Mikihiko, man. This dude. This dude. Ooh. Dang. I know, seriously. Or Tatsuya, or Miyuki, or Mayumi, or Mari, or Kanon, or Jumonji, or Kirihara, or Hatori, or like anyone else in the story. Misaki, George, like everyone. Mizuki, okay, they would have killed Mizuki. How about that? Serious? Like, you guys actually fell for that? Like, he was obviously reaching in his pockets. Just because they're on school grounds. Dude, this is obviously building up to be the best arc so far. Like, so much has happened already. ancient magic. The electron sorceress doing her thing. Lou. It's Lou, right? It's Lou. It's Lou Gong Hu. It's Lou Gong Hu. Oh man. This yes. Oh man. The man-eating tiger. Don't even try. Why? Why would you even try? Like you know you're done. Just sit there. Like oh man. Dang. Yo, this dude Liu Gonghu. Oh my god, I love this dude so much. Then he took out the cameras. Yo, this dude Liu Gonghu. Oh my god. Oh man. Oh man. That episode, man. It's building up so well. It's building up faster than like all the other anime or all the other series. This or all the other arcs this series. There you go. Finally got it right. Like compared to the Nine Schools competition, which started off slowly because you had to build the teams up and everything, compared to the enrollment stuff where you had to introduce characters and all that, and just build the foundations for the series. This arc is building up much better than the last two already. So you know stuff's gonna go down. You know this arc is gonna be good. You already know it. You already know it. All right, but oh man, next week should be good too. I mean, I haven't gone back to read the light novels yet, but I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm pretty sure stuff's gonna happen. So yeah, hasn't been a slow moment yet in this arc. So it's always something going on, always. So yeah, as you already know my rating, and yeah, I guess that's it, you guys. Break, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.